Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video would be a walkthrough of our travel planner, and I'm particularly excited about this video because I love to travel, and this planner is the perfect tool to help me research, plan, and organize every aspect of my travel. So we'll begin with the setup tab, as we normally do. So this planner lets you plan and organize for up to 8 travelers. So we're going to go with an example, for the sake of this video, a family of 5. So it'll be mom, dad, say we had children named Jessica, Jamie, and we can just add one more traveler called Juliet, for instance. Um, and then we want to put in a destination. So these will be pre-filled in. You just need to put what your destination is. So the city, country, maybe the time difference from where you are. Passport needed. We've included this here because it might be that you're in the case of the EU, for instance, where you don't need a passport to travel within, or you're traveling within the US and you don't need a passport. So this just helps you work for when you're eventually packing and tracking everything that you need to pack. So in this case, we're traveling from the UK to Mexico, so we need a passport. Yes, native language of our destination is Spanish. And for the start and end date, so these start and end date are for when the holiday would begin and when it would start. So if we double click in this cell, a calendar pops up. And for the sake of this video, we're just going to go with the 1st of June as our departure date, and our holiday ends on the 8th of June. You can insert an image of your destination here. I'll show you later on how you can insert an image. And then this is where you want to put in a rough idea of what you're budgeting for all of the main categories of expenditure. So your flight, accommodation, insurance, and the rest. So in this case, we could just say we're budgeting 4,000 for our flights, 2,500 for accommodation, and this also gives you the opportunity to choose what the payment method would be. So if you wanted to pay our flight by credit card or by debit card or cash, you can just put all of those here. So this is what you do with the setup tab. Very easy. That then translates to the overview tab. So this information has pulled through from our setup. So this is destination, time difference, native language, and then this is the image that we added. And then if you look over here, it shows us our budget for all the categories. And then once we start putting in actuals, these will also automatically fill in. This shows us how many days we have till departure. So this is calculating from the day that you're filling in the spreadsheet. So this is, according to this, we're 82 days to departure. And then the next tab, we're going to come back to the overview tab, but I just want to show you how everything works and then how it then all translates to the overview. The next tab is the bookings tracker. So in this tab, this is where you put in all your research and ideas or anything, just, so if you're looking at all the flight options, for instance, and you want to look from different airports, and just see what all your options are, you can start putting in the ideas. So we're just going to fill one as an example. So if we double click this, calendar pops up, we're putting in the date. So we're going on the 1st of June, and we've seen a flight from London, Gatwick, for instance, to Cancun, obviously, and then the airline, let's just say it's Delta, flight number 222, departure time 17 hours. That automatically changes to 5 p.m. And then our arrival time, say we're arriving the next day at 6 a.m. And then you can include what luggage allowance you have here. So maybe Delta allows us one allow a luggage per person. You just put all of that information there. Are there any connections? Is it a direct flight? If there are no connections, you just click no. If there's one connection, you click just so on and so forth. Then you can put in your booking reference and the link to booking. So what you do at the end of all of this is that if you see you have in one place, sorry, all the flight options that you've come across, and you can discuss this maybe with your family members, your spouse. If it's a girls trip, you can all look at it together and think, okay, these are all the options that we have in terms of flight. This is the departure time. Is it convenient? The connections, and then most especially the cost. So the very last tab is the cost. So say this one was coming up at 4,100. And then once you decide which one you want to book, or you eventually book it, all you need to do is change this research to booked. And then it automatically fills in here that we have spent 3,600 and this is the flight. You can do the same for your travel insurance. So once you're still doing your research, you put in all the information of everything that you're seeing. And then once you decide on which one you want to do, or you actually book one, you just need to click here to change research to book. Same for car rental, accommodation, activities, and the like. The next tab is our expense tracker. So this is just all our expenses, all the expenses that we have for the upcoming trip. So if we go with an example of visa and documentation, for instance, let's say we had to renew Jamie's passport. So we can put in the description, Jamie's passport renewed. And then say that cost us £100. That is 100 there. And if we've already paid for it, you tick here to show that it's been paid. You can also include the method of payment. Say you paid with your debit card, and you just do the same for any expense that you have. And then this tab that says daily itinerary also picks in the date of your holiday. So because we are chosen June 1st, it gives us this calendar breakdown. Say this is the 1st of June, this is the day that where a holiday begins. And it gives us 30-minute time slots where we can put in any activities that we have. So we can put in our arrival time on the 1st, or if we're arriving on the 2nd, we can put in our arrival time. If we have a particular activity, say we want to do snorkeling, I think that's popular in Cancun. You just want to put it here. So you just fill in your itinerary for every day. And then the parking checklist, these also feed through from our setup tab. So because we had said that our travelers are mom, dad, Jessica, Jamie, and Juliet, it gives us the options to add pictures as well. So I'll show you how you can add a picture. So if you wanted to include Jamie's picture here as well, you just want to click on this cell, go to insert, then you go to image, insert image in cell, and then we can just browse and select an image of Jamie. And that adds a picture of Jamie. It just adds a bit more fun to our spreadsheet. And you can do the same for all our travelers. And then what you want to do is, for mom, what do we need to pack for mom? We know that mom needs passport, boarding pass, and then in terms of clothing, carry-on, personal luggage, technology, every single thing. You want to put it right in here what you need to pack for mom, for dad, for everybody. And then once you pack them, you just need to tick that has been packed, and then it shows you a percentage of what has been packed and how many items are still left to go. So for mom, for instance, we only have 10 items here. Obviously, this will be a lot more once you're actually doing this yourself. And then we've said, okay, these are the ones that we've packed. So it can show us here that these are the 5 that are left to go. You can do the same for the rest of your travel group. And then there is this tab which also gives you a breakdown of your to-do list. It's all editable, so this is when you book. We've only just included a few examples here, some of the things that you may need to do. Obviously, like I said, these are all editable. You can remove all of them and personalize them to your personal circumstance. Say you've booked 5 months in advance, and 1 month in advance instead of 1 week, there are things that you want to do. So 1 month You can just change this to month, 1 month in advance. You need to order clothes, for instance, holiday outfits. You can just add this, or basically anything that you need to do when you book 1 month in advance, 1 week, however you want to break it down, just to make it easier for you. And then as and when you do them, you just take, and then once you do all of these, we'll go back to our overview tab, because this is where you can just see everything in one place. See the flights that we had selected from our bookings tracker. This is now translated here to say that we had budgeted 4,000. We've actually spent 3,600. The same would happen for accommodation. For the visa and documentation, for instance, we had budgeted 500. We spent 100 to renew Jamie's passport. So this all shows us here what our budget was from the setup and what our actual is as we spend along. And then if you come down here, it also gives you a nice overview of your to-do list, so what is still pending, and then the flight that we've actually booked. It also pulls the information here, so it shows us that we're taking the flight from Birmingham, and this is the time of our flight. And then this is a currency converter, so in this case, it shows us what the currency in Mexico is and what $1,000 would be. This is live, so it will show you on the day you're actually doing it what the exchange fee for that day is. And then with the parking, from our parking tab, it will show us here what is left to park, the progress we've made in terms of percentage, and then any other thing that we've booked, so restaurants, accommodation, activities. So once we do them on this, it would all pull through here. So this is where you can just come back to look at what you're planning and how what the progress you're making on your bookings. And then there is a last tab, which is some sort of a bonus tab, which is a translator. So it picks up, you can just select the language from this drop down menu, any language, wherever you're going to. In this case, we're going to Mexico, which has Spanish as an official language, and it can translate anything from English for you. So if we were to just change good night to hello, for instance, it automatically tells us what that would be in Spanish. I think that's just a really cool feature to add. Yeah, so that's basically it about this spreadsheet. Like I said, you can plan for up to 8 travelers. We also have multiple colors of this spreadsheet. I'll link all of them below. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.